What's up, everybody? It's your boy Con Artist, and today I got some gameplay for you. It's been the first gameplay that I've uploaded in quite some time. It's actually going to be some Killzone gameplay, and the reason for that is because, you know, I've been wanting to talk about the PS4 announcement since the day it came out, but the YouTube community got bombarded with videos about the PlayStation 4 announcement, the games that are coming out, its specs, everything. So I just wanted a little bit of time for all that hype to die down. Even though it's bad on my part, I could have did it and got some views from it, because that's the whole fucking point of YouTube, is to make people watch your shit. But I didn't want to go and do that, so I think right now would be a perfect time for me to actually, you know, share my opinion on the whole thing between the PlayStation 4 now that's coming out this year, holiday, and I'm pretty excited about that. And we have the Wii U already, Nintendo Wii U, we already have that, and the Xbox, the new Xbox is coming out this year as well, with no name yet, no release date, no nothing, no specs. So everything is just pure speculation at this point for the new Xbox. So yeah, so pretty much, guys, I am pretty excited for the new console. From what Sony showed to me with the PlayStation 4 is pretty much what the PS3 should have been in the first place. A lot of it had to do with the E3 of when the PS3 was initially released, and I don't know, Sony, I guess to me it's just like Sony didn't know what they were doing. They were just trying to push power so much for their console. And of course the horrific E3 of Ridge Racer and the killer crabs and whatever shit that they had during that E3 press conference, and it didn't really work out for their favor. And they included this hardcore complex CPU architecture, which initially you can actually find this somewhere on the internet, where Sony was saying that they wanted to make it like this on purpose so it could benefit them in some weird way. Having a complex CPU and design architecture would benefit Sony in the long run, so that way they would make games for them and not really nobody else. But it kind of backfired on their end, because Xbox was the go-to place to make a console. It was easier. That was just the main thing. It was a whole lot easier to develop for, so everybody was making games for Xbox, and then it was being ported to PS3, and because of that, it hurt Sony. A lot of the multiplats for PS3 have some issues. Not to say Xbox doesn't have any issues. As old as this fucking generation has been, of course there's going to be issues that come up, and don't even bring up the PC Master Race, because I'm a part of that, but that's a whole nother story. I have a habit of doing that, always saying it's another story. I got stories for fucking days. I just need to shut the fuck up and tell the stories. I got stories for days, I really do, about a bunch of shit. But yeah, like I said, we'll get into that another day. When will that day be? I have no fucking clue. So the PS4 is gonna come out this year, like I said earlier, which is great. They showed me a bunch of great features that I will be using for the PlayStation 4, because I am going to buy it, and the main reason I'm buying a PlayStation is because they announced Killzone Shadowfall. That was the number one reason pretty much for me to buy the console. I'm a big Killzone fan. I love Killzone 2. I don't really like Part 1 at all, and as much as I didn't like Killzone 3, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's an okay game. I think I just put a little bit too much hate into it, because I enjoy Killzone 2 so much that I wouldn't say blindly hate Killzone 3. There's a lot of legitimate reasons of why I dislike the game, and it could have been fixed, but patches cost a lot of money to do, and that's why it didn't happen. And plus, the fan base dropped as soon as Killzone 3 released, probably 3-4 months after it came out. Of course, the population went back up once the new map packs were released, and I actually really did enjoy the Killzone 3 map packs, but there was matchmaking issues and all of that. So with today's video, I'm probably gonna get into how I feel of what Killzone Shadowfall should be. I think the number one thing Guerrilla Games needs to focus on, and if they do this, I will fucking love them forever. I will buy their game. I will promote the shit out of it, because you know what happened with the Call of Duty community and YouTube community? it exploded because somebody liked the game, got popular, and everybody played it. We all know CNNers, we all know Hutch, we all know the Machinima people, Tabe, and whoever. It's because of them Call of Duty was such a huge success. So if Guerrilla Games manages to make Killzone unique again, just be its own game. And the main problem is that there are people in the background who just want money. There are going to be top execs in Sony that are probably going to tell Guerrilla Games, you know what, doesn't matter what you do, make the game work, make it sell, and that'll be that. But I think the main way it could work is if Guerrilla Games actually listens to their fans, or they actually try to produce a game that's unique and original, and that's a big fucking risk. And we all know that games cost a lot of money to develop for this generation because the way they look, the physics in the games, and it's just the time to patch things, or the time to do to fix bugs, or for whatever reason, network stuff, whatever. So it would be really worth it if they actually did take the risk this time to make the game work. I know there's some of you who want the game like Killzone 2. I, for one, want the game to be like Killzone 2, not like 3. And there's some people who want the game to be like Killzone 3. I say no to both. I say the game needs to be its own game. Maybe they'll take some stuff from Part 2. Maybe they'll take some stuff from Part 3. I think Brutal Melee needs to just fucking disappear from multiplayer in general. I think it's just a weak move. There's no tactic to it. There's no quote-unquote skill behind it, because all you do is run up on someone, push a button, and they're dead. I don't like things like that. And I know you guys know how I like shooters, and if you don't, I'm about to explain it. The way I like my shooters, I like challenges. I like skillful shooters. I like when people are good, they are good. And I don't like when bad people can do better than good people. I don't like equality in my video games. I really don't. The way I see it is like, life isn't fair. You work hard in life. You earn things because you worked for them. And that's it. And you can show it off. The way I like my games, and it all originates back to my Halo 2 days, is you get a game, you play it, you work hard, you earn your ranks, and if you do bad, you lose your ranks. I just hope and wish they implement some type of ranking system where it's not about just how much time you play. In Call of Duty, you can just lose every fucking match. You could literally just... I could have my 3-year-old daughter play Call of Duty. She can have the controller and get killed every single game. Probably go like 1 in 15, because I've seen her get a kill magically. I don't know how the hell it happened, but she would level up. Why does she deserve to level up? I don't know. I don't think it should be that way. Of course, there is reasoning behind why it's like that, and I know it's why it's like that, but I don't really need to explain it. You guys know why it's like that. It's casualization. It's making the game easier. It's making it fun for everybody. We all know this. It's what sold for Call of Duty. But if Killzone manages to do something new and unique with its own ranking system, implement a new clan system, and they can either do matchmaking again, if they do it right, because Uncharted did it right. Even for a Sony PS3 game, they did it right. Or they can go back to the way they had it, a server list. You create a match, people join you, you join them, so on and so forth. I think that would work out perfectly fine. I think that would be actually really cool. I actually prefer it that way almost, so that way you have options. Because there's multiple times where in Killzone 3, I join a match and no one's there, or it's lopsided. I'm by myself fighting a clan of 8 people, and I have no chance whatsoever. The second thing I would love for them to change is obviously the C4. It's either get rid of it, which they probably won't because it's part of the Killzone universe, or have it to the way Part 2 was. Only one class can use the C4. It was a spam war. When everybody had a C4, you either had a grenade or a C4. Everybody picked the C4 anyway. If you're spawn trapping, plant C4s all over their base and they can't get out. If they decide to go back to the same way Killzone 3 is, either make the C4s more visible than what they currently are, because they're really hard to see. Even though they flash, I constantly run into them, and you'll probably see in this gameplay how I just run into C4. Even though I knew they obviously threw them there, I ran into it anyway because I can't see it. And you'll see it eventually in the video. They need to make it more visible. They need to be easier to shoot, and maybe a little bit weaker. But if they're going to be weaker, then that defeats the purpose of having a Claymore style mine. You need something to counter it, pretty much. If it's going to be the way it is, there needs to be a counter for that. I'm all for balance in the game, but it really depends. I'm like half and half between balance. I do like balance. I like people to be even, but at the same time, I don't like when people who pick up a controller for the first time in their lives can actually do good against people who are veterans in a shooter, whether it be third person or first person. I don't like that. That type of equality I don't like. But as far as balancing mechanics with the gunplay, the power of the weapons, you know, the secondary weapons, or even C4 grenades, any extra weapons like that, I'm all for balance, you know. I think it would be really cool as well if they included some more. I think it'd be really cool if they included more projectiles, something similar to, let's say, Crisis. You know, they have a bow and arrow now. I think it's really fun to use, and especially when you're hitting people in the head and they're just flying into a wall and they're stuck there. I think that's sick. I like that. They can either have, I don't know, I'm just throwing things on there, like some type of ninja star or something where you're just running around just hacking ninja stars at people. I think that would be pretty cool. Who knows if it will work out, but you never know. Which, it reminds me of my brother. My brother has some really crazy fucking ideas for games, and sometimes I look at him straight out, I'm like, bro, are you fucking serious? Like, that's not gonna work. And then sometimes he comes up with some more crazy ideas, and I'm just like, damn, that's pretty good. That might actually work. The risk taking is all about just doing something new and trying something different. If it works out, it does, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. For the longest time of this generation, of this current gen, we're technically into the new gen because Wii U, but I'm not gonna go there. A lot of developers took the chance already to play it easy, and it didn't work out for them. A lot of the games that we know and love this gen went the Call of Duty way of things, and it didn't work out for them. It was either a hate or a love type thing, and that really splits up people and how they feel for a certain game. We've seen it in Resistance, we saw it in Uncharted, we saw it in Killzone, we saw it in my favorite Halo game. They did it to Halo. Is like, how many games are going to be constantly being and acting like the top dog in the game industry, and it's not going to work out? People loved Resistance for what it was when it was released because it was different. Same thing applies to Killzone. I loved Uncharted 2 for what it was when it came out because I never played the first one, and I went straight to the second one, and I thought it was a fantastic game between the campaign and the multiplayer before they patched it. I forgot what number patch they were on that pretty much drastically changed the game, but I don't remember. But I played it before the patch on Uncharted 2, and I really loved the game. And I didn't like Uncharted 3 for the reasons of them casualizing things, making it easier. I have my clan tag as L1 because no one uses the fucking aiming button in Uncharted 3. And yeah, that again, Uncharted 3 is free to play, everyone. So in case you didn't know that and you have a PlayStation 3, the multiplayer is free to play. I believe it's like up to level 30 or 25, something like that. It's some random fucking number. But I've played it before. I have level 26 and it's letting me play. I was able to play with a friend, and I got bothered by it right away, and I am about to fucking delete that bitch off my PS3. It doesn't belong there. So that is pretty much the gist of my video, guys. I have high hopes for Killzone 4, aka Killzone Shadowfall. It will be the game that I buy for PlayStation 4. If Sony does everything right between streaming games, playing for other people online, seeing what other people are playing. If they make these features the main thing to go to when you buy Killzone, it will help sell the game, and it'll help everyone bring it to the game itself to play it. And I repeated myself really badly, but you see where I'm going with that. It'll change everything. It'll bring a lot of people to the game, and Guerrilla Games could either make it what we're already used to, or they can just try something different. They've been taking risks this gen, or sometimes they haven't been taking risks, but either way, they haven't been making, Sony hasn't been making that much money off their games. I believe they're actually losing money on the games that they've been pushing out. So even though it's great for consumers that they have all these exclusives for PlayStation 3, which is the main argument between 360 fans and PS3 fans, oh, we have more games and all you have is Halo and Gears. But the problem is, especially when you look at it from a business standpoint, Microsoft makes more money with 2 games than Sony does with 16 exclusives. It's kind of fucked up when you really think about it. But yet again, it's great for consumers. It's fucking awesome that we have all these games to play, but from a business standpoint, it's not working out for Sony. So it's like, we need a game that works out and sells really big. So I do hope Killzone Shadowfall is that game. I hope it's more than 30 frames per second. Ever since I've been on PC, I do want a little bit higher than 30 frames. From what the specs that we've seen for the PS4, it's going to have 8 gigs of RAM, GDDR5 graphics, fucking memory, whatever the fuck, and an x84 CPU architecture, which is what everything uses right now, so it'll be easy to develop for. I look forward to that. If with those specs, it's like a mid-range PC, maybe even a high-end PC to some point, because consoles are developed differently than PCs. So I would love to see the game go higher than 30 frames per second. Maybe lock it at 45, 50, whatever. And it's just the main thing with a powerful system. We saw a lot of frame rate issues in PS3 titles. So I hope that's not even a concern anymore, because they're able to make the game a certain way to where there's a lot of shit going on and the PS4 will go into overdrive and it'll actually work out perfectly fine. I think that'll be fantastic. So yeah, and one more thing I want to bring up. I do like the fact that Sony did step up their game. For a while, I was kind of hating on the PlayStation 3 because I was really disappointing into the system. You know, I can go on all day why I don't like certain things, and a lot of you are going to disagree, and that is perfectly fine with me. We agree to disagree, and that's it. There is no fanboy bullshit with me. You guys know I own every console in the fucking book, and I will play every game known to man, good or bad. No, mostly good. I could only play games that are like 9.0 and higher out of 10. I used to do that as a kid. There's no way I can play a bad game. Like, this fucking Aliens, Colonel Marines just came out. I don't think I could just fucking, like, force myself to play that. It would be a pretty funny playthrough if I decided to do it, but I don't think I will. I need some water. I've actually been talking too much, but I got a little bit more topics to talk about because this is going to be a pretty long video. I have a lot of Killzone 3 gameplay just fucking passing through right now. So, yeah, what I wanted to say was, you know, seeing all the stuff that I've been seeing with the PS4, it gives me hope in this generation of gaming. I really didn't expect much from this next gen. The Nintendo's Nintendo, so I don't want to really go there, but with PlayStation and Microsoft, they could have either went a super powerful console, which I didn't expect, or they could have just played it easy and did simple specifications and lower end graphics, not even nowhere near, you know, PC quality. So they could have been went a little bit above what is current right now, just so that way it works, just for the sake of saving money. But it seems to me, you know, PS4 is gonna have Sony's gonna have a $400 console on their hands. There's no way I can see that thing at $300, and if it is at $300, you know, you can definitely expect Sony to be taking some pretty big losses to sell their console at that price point. And you never know, it might work out. Maybe they know what Microsoft is doing, and depending on what MS releases in the coming months, because they're supposed to have some event in April or maybe even E3 when they finally announce their console for the the new Xbox. Sony might change their plans to say, hey, we can either lower the specs to match up what Xbox has, or keep what we have and sell it at a lower price point, lose some money, but have an attachment rate with software titles. So if they do it right this time and have a great software lineup for launch, the Sony PS4 will be okay. And then Microsoft, on the other hand, I do not know what the fuck they are gonna do. I've been disappointed in Microsoft as well lately. I've been a fan of the Xbox since 2004, and I've had Xbox Live since then. So I've been a member of XBL for close to over 8 years, and probably more than that. But on my main account, I have about 6 years of Xbox Live. But I know definitely I have way more than that. So I've been disappointed more or less because they've been focusing too much on the casual aspect, and they've been focusing more on Kinect. I hope they drop that, honestly. I hope they change it up a bit and go back to why they started making consoles. It's about the games. It's not about the Netflix. It's not about Hulu. It's not about the apps that you can have on your console. It's not about that. It's about the games. I hope to see more exclusive titles from Microsoft. I would love to see a brand new Killer Instinct 3. I would love to see a Conker's Bad Fur Day again, a new one. Rare is just, they were just acquired by Microsoft to fucking sit there and produce Kinect games, which no one really gives a shit about. I didn't even look up to software sales for Kinect games. I don't know if they're doing average, below average, or more than expected. I do not know. I should probably look into that. And if anyone wants to do that for me, you are more than welcome to. Send me a link, and I'll probably give you a shout out on the channel, because I'm going to be doing big things for my channel. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. If Killzone 4 is a great game, you will see a lot of content for me from the Killzone universe. You can bet your fucking ass on that, because I will be doing that. It seems to me I have a pretty big fan base right now, on YouTube for Killzone content, and I think that's great. I like to do variety as well. I've been playing Crisis 3 right now, but if it comes to the point where Sony starts releasing good news with Killzone, or Guerrilla starts releasing good news, I'll start putting more Killzone 2 content and more Killzone 3 content. I will be playing both. I don't care right now how I feel about either game. I might like one more than the other, but I'm going to go ahead and suck it up and just play both games and have fun with it, because that's what games are about. I need to stop taking shit super competitive, but it's just really hard. Naturally, with gaming, the way some people are with sports, you need to play at your best at all times. There's no way I can personally just kind of like be good at a game and for some reason not do so good because I don't feel like trying, or I shouldn't be trying. It's just a natural thing when I play first-person shooters, third-person shooters, mostly shooters right now, because competitively I'm good at shooters, not so much at fighting games. If you give me fucking Street Fighter 4 Tekken, I'm gonna get my fucking ass kicked so bad. I love playing fighting games though, don't get me wrong. I will play some Tekken, Soul Calibur, Street Fighter, and whatever fighting game, even Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I'll play all of that, but I will get fucking smashed. I will get destroyed. It's enjoyable, but if you get your ass kicked too long, you're gonna fucking break the system or something. That's pretty much it, guys. I think I covered everything, and I like how I was able to talk for 24 minutes. I'm proud of myself. This was my first commentary like this in a long time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give me your thoughts. I want to know how you guys feel about PlayStation 4. Is the fucking Wii U dead? Is 360 fucking dead? Are they gonna fucking come back with a new console and kick ass, and Sony's gonna fucking retire and become the next Sega? I'm just talking shit at this point, but please give me your thoughts. Leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it around, because Con Artist is that one motherfucker you go to for your news. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Killzone for life, niggas.